Matter of fact, when you were doing the toy, didn't they tell him to,
Oh, they considered him a bad companion for me. They thought if he showed up, I'd get stewed. And they were right.
Legendary comedian also enjoyed a remarkably successful television career.
There was a guy heckling me, and he wouldn't shut up, and I told the audience, I'll be right back. I said, you, come with me. We went outside, and I next woke up alongside of a furnace in the cellar of the joint with people waving things and throwing water on me. And I said, who the hell was that? And he said, Tony Galento.
Two-ton Tony Galento?
Two-ton Tony. This is before he became...
This multi-talented creator always made every viewer admire him under his title, The Great One.
Incidentally, I want to give you a little tip about skin diving. Whenever you go skin diving, go the buddy system. Now, that means that when you go skin diving, you take a buddy with you. You know, in case anything goes wrong, like if a shark attacks you. You've got a 50-50 chance that the shark will eat your buddy.
We can never forget this magnificent icon from the golden age of American television.
Well, the first one we had was for $11 million. And I had a terrible hangover. And I was at the table with all the agents, and we had lunch at Paley's room. And I fell asleep. And Paley said, well, if that's his attitude, give it to him. So...
You should join us now to discover the truly timeless moments of this legendary giant. 1. The one-night reign, how Jackie Gleason outshined.
And
we witness unmatched bravery as this legendary man publicly apologizes to a national
show.
Audiences are touched by this beautiful and humorous tribute to a lifelong friend. The Great One speaks. Honest truths from Jackie Gleason. Let us now turn to Gleason's independent career. Even a short movie interview became a place for this giant to show his unique personality.
One time in Newark, there was a guy heckling me, and he wouldn't shut up, and I told the audience, I'll be right back. I said, you, come with me. We went outside, and I next woke up alongside of a furnace in the cellar of the joint with people waving things and throwing water on me. And I said, who the hell was that? And he said, Tony Galento.
Two-ton Tony Galento?
Two-ton Tony. This is before he became...
We always love how this talented comedian confronts wild rumors with total wit and charm.
The drinking. Is it exaggerated, what we read about it, what we hear about it?
Well, it must be exaggerated. I couldn't have done the work that I did and been stiff all the time. I like to drink. I enjoy drinking, but I don't drink when I work.
This brave man always knows how to turn near-death medical experiences into pure late-night laughter.
There's a story about you coming out of surgery, heart surgery, and having a drink and a cigarette in your hand right out of intensive care.
I didn't have a drink. I had to cajole the nurse into giving me a cigarette. She used to bring in one a day. And she'd stand out in the hall, and I'd puff it up. But he said that I was...
Viewers deeply respect an artist who knows when to stop to protect a legendary legacy.
You're all amazed by the fact that I'm...
Astounded.
You are. More successful now, perhaps, than ever.
That's right.
You're not going to tell us that back there in the mid-'50s and the early '50s, you knew that this would play for 30 years?
No, I didn't, but I knew what we were doing was good. And that's why I quit doing it, because I didn't think we could sustain the quality of it.
You will definitely melt at this incredibly sweet yet hilarious love story.
Again. How long had it been since you had seen her when you met again?
I guess it was about, 1950, almost 30 years.
Wow. That's a great love story, Jackie.
Yeah.
Because
it's coming out in paperback.
3. A Clash of Champions. Jackie Gleason and Rocky Marciano.
And I was heisting a few at the time. And I said to the owner of the joint, I said, that guy is driving me nuts. I said, now, if he doesn't stop, I'm going to take care of him. So I came out and another time, and he began to heckle. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, will you excuse me for a moment? I would like to invite this gentleman to step out on Clinton Avenue, and I'd like to take good care of him, and then we can do the show without any interruptions.
In 1961, Gleason had a conversation with boxer Rocky Marciano. Watch closely, because you do not know who truly punches harder.
Now we get out on Clinton Avenue. I said, now you're going, and that's the last I remember. The next thing that I recall, I was on the floor of the cellar next to the furnace. A doctor was there, the owner of the joint, and they had brought me to, and I said to him, who was that guy? He says, that was Tony Galento. I said, did you know it was Tony Galento? He said, sure. I said, well, why didn't you tell me? He said, well, you're a wise guy.
Viewers highly enjoy this self-deprecating humor about a painful defeat on the street.
But that was really a big mistake. Did you ever fight him?
No, Jackie, but you picked on the roughest, toughest street fighter in the fight game.
Yeah, but you know a funny thing about fighters, Rock? With the exception of Galento, I think fighters are the most gentle people I've ever met. Now,
we find wonderful surprise in this respectful perspective toward professional boxing champions.
A long time ago, I had found that one character can't do all types of comedy because if he tries to, he begins to press, and also it's not sympathetic with the way he performs. So I thought that the best way to enter all fields of particular kinds of comedy was to have a character that did a particular kind of comedy. For instance, Reggie Van Gleason is the loud, boisterous, hokey comedian.
Audiences deeply admire this brilliant mind for designing highly unique comedic characters.
And of course, the Honeymooners is the guy that's struggling to make a living and keep a family together and be a hero in his wife's eyes. And of course, he has that beautiful neighbor, Art Connie, who I think belongs with all of the great champions.
Yeah.
Connie is a champion.
Supporters greatly cherish how this creator brought real-world struggles into legendary roles.
Jack, I've made up a pair of golden gloves, my good luck charm. I like all my guests to keep as a reminder that the road to the top is a long one, and you've got to keep punching to get there, and you've got to punch to stay there.
Thank you very much, Rocky. I appreciate this, and I'll cherish it. I'd also like to say that it's always a pleasure to be on a program or associated with a champion, and in my mind, you're one of the greatest champions of all times, so this has been one of the most pleasurable occasions of all times for me.
Indeed, nothing could ever challenge the great one, Jackie Gleason. 4. From drunkard to opera star, Crazy Guggenheim's legendary 1962 performance.
Hey, pal. Say, did you see the latest issue of American Scene magazine? This is a pretty good magazine. They got a lot of interesting things in here. One of the things says they're going to have educational TV at 5:30 in the morning. They ought to have educational TV at 5:30 in the morning. Anybody that's watching television at that hour must be pretty stupid, man.
We just saw Bartender Joe, but the real star here is the beloved Crazy Guggenheim.
Hey, Joe. Oh, Mr. Daisy.
Say, I'd like to ask you a question, Crazy. Did you ever go to college?
Huh?
Did you ever go to college?
No.
I didn't think so. Did you ever go to high school?
Viewers love how this hilarious guest immediately turns the conversation into a brilliant game of wits.
No.
How about grammar school?
No.
How about kindergarten?
You getting warm.
Didn't you ever go to school?
Audiences laugh out loud at these simple, yet remarkably effective comedic setups and physical reactions.
Yeah, I went to school once.
What?
I went to school once.
What is that once? It's once.
That's what I said. I went to school once.
Look, it's once. It has no on the end of it. It's once. Say it.
Once.
We are completely captured by the unique pronunciation and highly playful expressions of this actor.
She sent me home. I'll never forget that day. She asked me who wrote the Constitution. I said, I didn't do it. She said, you go home and stay there. Don't come back till you bring your father.
Both players display incredible chemistry by maintaining absolute focus during these ridiculous stories.
get out and get a job. A guy in the corner, I'll never forget it, said to me, "You want to fight Gucci Magowski?" The guy had 75 fights. He won them all. I was only a kid, Joe. He weighed 60 more pounds than I did. And they put me in the ring. I said, I gotta win this fight for my family. I gotta make this money. I gotta win this fight.
Well, what happened?
He beat my brains.
We marvel at the stunning contrast between silly humor and a truly magnificent musical genius.
The more I see you, the more I want you. The more I see you. As days go by, I know the only one for me.
We are completely mesmerized by the beautiful and powerful voice of this incredible singer.
Oh, boy. Hey, Chris! Chris, hey, come on in.
What were you doing outside?
I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't doing nothing. I was just hanging around.
5. Behind the legend, Jackie Gleason speaks unfiltered on 60 Minutes. Let us join 60 Minutes to discover the incredibly dramatic life of the legendary Jackie Gleason.
I went to a place called Tiny Chateau, and I had this stale act of impersonations and a couple of real bad jokes. And I went on and did the first show, and they were all miners in boots and real tough crowd. Well, they almost booed me off. And Tiny, who was naturally 7 foot tall, when I came off, he said, "Come here." And he took me over to the phone, and he dropped quarters in to call New York. And everybody at the bar turned around and watched. And he got Solly Shore on the phone. He says,
We find great joy in this highly unusual solution to overcome a terrible stage fright.
so we had 1, 2, 3, maybe 15 drinks. And it's time for the second show. I went out and I killed people. I did somersaults, told jokes I never heard, played the piano, which I can't play. And when I came off, Tiny said, "Well, why didn't you do that in the first show?" I said, "Well, you know, I'm just breaking in." So the next night, when I came downstairs, I tried to remember what I had done. And I knew the only way to remember was go to the bar and have about 15 drinks, and it would come to me.
Audiences feel a deep emotion as this strong man reflects on his painful childhood of poverty.
Was that like the Gleason household?
Yeah. My mother had to work because my father had left when I was about 9 years old, 8 years old. And she had to work, so she couldn't take care of the home or the house or the flat very well and work at the same time. But she was a good mother, and everything was very pleasant, even though it was desultory.
We highly admire this brilliant creator for bringing real human feelings into his legendary comedy roles.
He fails. And when he fails, she feels a great deal of affection. She knows why he did it. And he apologizes all the time.
Of course, with all the bluff, he's
just an ordinary mokes that's trying to make it and just can't do it, that's all.
Supporters love seeing how this powerful giant easily demanded incredible luxury from big television networks.
I was in California making a picture, and I said, all right. I said, but I want a train that goes to Florida, because I'd come down here and played golf and liked it, and I figured, might as well go to Florida and do the show, play golf all the time. And they went for it.
What was on that train?
Everything. We had 2 Dixieland bands come from California, and they would spell each other. I'd say to them, take 5 miles. And the parties went on 24. I found out that I couldn't.
Viewers laugh out loud at this legendary negotiation that completely defined his supreme power in showbiz.
The first one we had was for $11 million. And I had a terrible hangover. And I was at the table with all the agents, and we had lunch at Paley's room. And I fell asleep. And Paley said, well, if that's his attitude, give it to him. So...
The crowd deeply respects his amazing courage to admit mistakes directly on national television.
Last week we did a show called You're in the Picture. That laid, without a doubt, the biggest bomb.
And the critics hailed them for it. You know, said, gee, at last the network is apologizing for a bomb.
This unique giant happily embraces his legendary title with absolute confidence and playful humor.
The Great One, where did that come from?
Well, Orson Welles called me the Great One first. And then Lucy started to call me that. And I'm really not offended by it.
Did you ever really believe it?
You just saw me play pool, didn't you?
6. How Sweet It Was. Jackie Gleason's spectacular one-man show.
How sweet it is! We are off tonight. This is my kind of crowd, I'll tell you that right now.
Both the host and viewers are instantly energized by his classic and famous signature entrance.
You look gorgeous. I mean, with those tails on and everything, and they fit nicely. Where did you have those made? They look like a loose tattoo. But he knows how to go, I mean it, he dresses. He's the only guy I know who wears Knotty Pine underwear. Beautiful.
We find endless amusement in this highly creative and playful teasing of his handsome orchestra leader.
There they go, ready for loving care. Here I am, ready for Medicare.
Audiences laugh out loud at these amazingly witty and honest jokes about growing older and Medicare.
I was just reading in the paper the snow is 6 feet high in New York. They can't move. They're peeking over the snow, talking to each other. Hello, Charlie, how are you? You know, I went up there a couple of weeks ago. It was really cold. And I just took a top coat with me. I didn't know. I was living down here, you know. It's beautiful at all times.
Viewers love these incredibly funny observations regarding the freezing cold weather of New York City.
I said, well, here's what it is. He says, see, you've been living down in Florida for 3 years now, and your blood is getting thin, and that's why you feel cold. I said, my blood is getting thin? He says, that's right. I said, how do you like that? Finally, something's getting thin about me, and it's on the inside where nobody can see it.
This charismatic comedian easily defends himself against his friend's comments with pure self-deprecation.
Incidentally, I want to give you a little tip about skin diving. Whenever you go skin diving, go the buddy system. Now, that means that when you go skin diving, you take a buddy with you. You know, in case anything goes wrong, like if a shark attacks you. You've got a 50-50 chance that the shark will eat your buddy. Always take a buddy with you.
Audiences erupt at this brilliantly dark but highly logical tip for skin diving safely.
If you're 5'10", 145, well, I'm not heavy, I'm just too short. According to this chart, if I was 8.5 feet tall, I'd be the perfect weight. Besides,
people cannot stop laughing at these highly ridiculous excuses regarding standard height and weight charts.
now you take this capsule, see, and in 4 hours, the first bead, the little one, explodes. And it satiates your appetite. And every 4 hours, the next larger bead explodes, you know. And there's 4 explosions during the day. Well, I wanted to stay on this diet, you know, but I can't walk around exploding all day. You just can't do it. And the other night I was shaving and one of those things went off. I almost cut my throat.
We find great joy in his painful but hilariously narrated struggles with capsule diet methods.
Yeah, and you know what happens to a sponge when it saturates moisture? It swells up, you know, and it fills your stomach. And the food can't get in. You just can't eat, you know. But I licked it. I ate first, and I wouldn't let the sponges in.
This clever entertainer showcases his amazing and unique logical thinking to defeat popular diet foods.
And this poor father, who was so tired from working all his life, turned around to his wife and he says, honey, he said, at this minute, I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. She says, Charlie, I'm going to make you even happier. I'm having another baby. A little travel music. Away we go!
Supporters are treated to an absolutely spectacular and heartwarming comedic twist about a poor father.
Somewhere hearts are light, and somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out.
We deeply admire his spectacular theatrical reading of a classic and dramatic American baseball poem.
That's a double take, too. Now, for instance, if you open a box and you look in the box and there's nothing in there, well, that's not too funny. But supposing you have a box like this and you hold it up and you... That's called a bug-eye take. Now, there is another take.
Late-night fans enjoy this brilliant masterclass explaining the exact mechanics of physical facial comedy.
All right, Mr. Watson. All right, I'm telling you something right now. I've been working for this office for 9 years. What am I getting? A stinking $63 a week. Well, I gotta have more money. I gotta wipe the kids. Don't you realize I spot them in? Don't you? Listen, I... At the door to the gents' room.
This passionate creator perfectly captures the hilarious anxiety of a regular clerk asking for a raise.
Nurse, where's the kid? What does it look like? Huh? What do you mean, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids? I've got 5 kids. I've got 5 kids. 5 kids.
Every viewer roars as this proud father receives the ultimate shock of his life.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something. I am very sorry that happened. Because there's one thing that you'll never see in a Jackie Gleason show, and that's anybody throwing a pie at the great Gleason. I'll tell you that. Something I don't allow.
This proud giant beautifully demonstrated that no one could ever throw a pie at His Majesty. The one-man show truly represents the peak of Jackie Gleason's unique entertainment style. Which comedic bit or unexpected twist of his did you love most? Don't forget to comment, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next videos.